Okay, we're going to try and do something a little different today. I have notes, I have things that I want to say, and it's all about navigating the wildfire smoke with your spirit guides. It's really important to understand that you should not be navigating the 3D world only on spirit. So if somebody tells you, hey, do this spiritual thing to handle this 3D problem, um, you should be doing 3D. You should be doing 3D stuff. You need to be paying attention to HEPA filters in your home and wearing a mask when you go outside so you're not inhaling particulate. Please be mindful of your discernment when you're watching spiritual stuff on the internet, talking to random people or seeing random people. Please don't rely on only spiritual things to navigate 3D circumstances. This is meant to be a complement to what's happening in the world and the action that you're taking in 3D form. Um, yeah, I can't say that enough. I'm sure that I'm sure that someone's going to miss that. But yeah, you need to consider the impact of both. And you have a body, you're in the physical world. Please don't ignore your body or the physical world. That that would not make sense. That would be a bad idea. Okay. Having said that, I'm really concerned somebody's going to miss it. Anyway, okay, navigating wildfires with your spiritual team. Wildfire smoke, since there are lots and lots and lots of people that are subjected to smoke that are perhaps they've done the mask for when they need to go outside. They've made sure that they've covered any gaps in their home so there isn't particulate that's creeping in. They changed the filter on their air purifier. They downloaded the air quality map on their phone so they can pay attention and get alerts in the future. And maybe now they're still sitting anxious in their home, thinking, like, what else? Can I do anything else? Um, and so here's an offering of what you might do, okay? And I mentioned spiritual stuff is not a substitute for 3D actions. There's a phrase that I was given, and I couldn't find the origin of the phrase other than like in recovery groups. I just glanced briefly on the internet trying to find it and didn't see it in the way that it was given to me. So, the way that this was given to me and the way that I offer it to you is pray for potatoes with a hoe in your hand, okay? And the way that it was given to me and the way that I offer it to you is take action in the world and work with your spiritual team. Do both. Okay. And no, you don't have to believe that any of this works in order for it to do something for you positive. Okay. Talk to the spirit of your place. So if you are in a spot and you have not connected with the energy of the place that you're in, I believe both that there is a spirit of the land that you are on, and also there can be a spirit of the home or the apartment that you are in. And both of those can be meaningful ways to relate to your circumstances. You can ask the spirit of the land that you're on for wisdom. You can ask the spirit of the place, the home that you're in, if it needs anything. This could be very straightforward and very simple. And if you have trouble connecting with intuitive information, with your guides, you can just use your imagination. Imagination is very close. And as long as you are being kind to yourself and maintaining good boundaries and using discernment, that is probably not going to cause problems. Set your intention to only connect with energy that supports your highest good and love in the world, and frolic. Go off and do good things. I asked the spirit of the house that I'm in if it wanted anything, which is, I don't know why, but the spirits of the places that I've lived in seem to have been just elderly French women, which, like, kind of adore. Anyway, she said it would be delightful if I could keep up and wash the windows, which, like, I've never done that before. They are a little hazy, interior of the windows. And I feel like that could be a really nice way to show up for how I want to see the world, which is clearly, and in conjunction with the unseen. Okay, so you can talk to the spirit of the place that you live in. It could be quiet, it could be generative, nothing might happen. You might feel a nudge to do a thing. You might not feel anything. You are not required to have this look any particular way. As long as you are employing your discernment and allowing yourself to be open to the idea that you might get a message. This is like straightforward and low threat, okay? All right, second thing, ask your bright and well ancestors to be with you. Humans have been through tough, holy wow, tough stuff before. Humans have been through some incredible things. Your bright and well ancestors, when I say this, for me, I'm thinking back thousands of years. I'm not thinking back to people in my lineage 100 years ago. I'm thinking back to thousands of years ago, and that feels really good to me. When I say bright and well ancestors, I mean the people who are in your line, who lived well and died well. The way that that shows up for me is thinking about people who were able to peacefully sit on the land and look up at the sky at night and say, like, this is so good, you know, like, we're a part of this great web of life, and the people that came before us and after us. And we care for both of them. We care for the people that came before us, and we care for the people after us. Those, when I think of bright and well ancestors, that's the kind of ancestors that I'm thinking of. Anyway, humans have been through really tough fracking stuff, okay? And that includes whether or not your specific people in your specific lineage, whether or not you can think of specific tough things that your people have been through. Humans in general are incredibly resilient, have been through remarkable stuff, difficult stuff, painful stuff, and have continued to come through on the other side. And you can ask your bright and well ancestors, go as far back as you need to. If you don't have a good relationship with your immediate family of origin, go way back. Don't hesitate, okay? You don't have to think of Grandma Lola. You can go way back to those that feel like bright and well is the phrase. I would say you might ask them for comfort as opposed to specific wisdom. For some of you, you're probably going far back enough that these people aren't familiar with having mortgages or things like that. But you can just ask them, like, remind me that we get through this. Remind me that humans are resilient. Remind me that no matter what, we continue, you know. They might have some wisdom. They might say, you know, hey, during hard times, it's really important that you make yourself a cup of tea and remember that what's happening right now is not the only thing that will ever happen. And just like sit with that. They might say you need to talk with the spirit of the land more. I don't know. Ask them and see. I do want to mention that some people have a stronger connection when they are writing. So like when they're writing in a journal, for instance, asking the questions like, what do I need to know? If you were here, what would you tell me? That sort of thing. There's lots of ways that intuitive knowing can show up. And so it could be visual images. It could be when you write, feeling like you have a clear connection. Experiment. If you have a really strong connection, use what you know. And then the last thing, check in with your higher self. How are you called to be with your community? How are you called to be with your community? And what does that mean? I checked in with my higher self and I was like, okay, what um, what is there for me as like an expression of the bigger me? And it's later on, I'm gonna make myself some tea that is supportive because, God bless, fortunately, the area that I'm in, you know, happenstance, the area that I'm in is getting smoke, but it's not nearly as bad as other places. And also, I'm sensitive and I can feel it and I don't like it. Um, and I'm going to make some tea. I have some loose leaf, high quality loose leaf tea that is soothing to the lungs. And I'm gonna make some for myself and I'm gonna offer it with the appropriate caveats. Like double check the ingredients, make sure that you're not giving it out to people who have like contraindications. I'll always check. But I'm gonna offer it to the people that live in my immediate area, just like my neighbors down the way. And that's it. I do think when you are thinking about like your higher self, like sometimes that means being of service and sometimes that means asking for help. Okay, so it could be that you check in with your higher self and your higher self is like, yeah, actually, you can't do this by yourself. Like, ask for help. Like, go next door, talk to the person that lives there, and ask for help to set up this air filter, or ask for help to get an ingredient from the store. Like, text your neighbor and say, you know, I ran out of this thing. Could you get it for me when you go next? Sometimes it can be difficult to receive help like that. Sometimes it can be difficult to ask. And also, I just want to say sometimes it can be difficult to offer help. And that's okay too. We're here in these bodies on this planet, engaging in this remarkable experiment of being incarnated. Give it a go. Give it a go. See what happens. Okay, so we've talked about a few different things. I will end with anytime you are listening to people talk about spiritual stuff on the internet, you've got to make sure that you're employing your discernment. Not everything that you hear is going to be meant for you, is going to resonate with you, and that's okay. And you need to make sure that you're not doing things that contradict your highest knowing, your highest good, okay? So if you see people telling you to do spiritual stuff without taking any accompanying action in the 3D world, question that. Very important to consider working with the unseen, working with your spiritual team as a complement to being in your body and taking action in the world. All right, I think I've caveated this enough. Whew. Be kind to yourselves. Be good to each other. We'll be here. Okay, thanks, bye.